Can we beat the hardest AI on F124 while also using an AI setup? Well, today we're going to find out by doing a last to first challenge around Bahrain, also to celebrate the real GP happening this very weekend. With that being said, let's get onto ChatGPT and get a setup loaded. So here we are. We actually have two setups available to us, response 1 and response 2. I was already having a quick look through it and I feel like I'm going to go with response 2 simply because it has the tire pressures maximized, and on F124 that's very critical. Additionally, building on for that, it just seems to have better suspension values for optimal pace. Something I'm a bit worried about though is that 65% off-throttle differential and the 30-30 wings is going to be a bit low but a bit quick on a straight line hopefully, and the understeer is going to be quite atrocious more than likely. So yeah, as well, that 50 rear ride height is going to be a bit sketchy in the middle sector over the curb, but do you know what, we're gonna send it. We're going to find out if this setup can be good or not. So we are now on the grid here in Bahrain, driving as Valtteri Bottas. A strategy for the race will be starting on the medium compound tyre and then going to the softs later in the race, simply so we have the better tyre for the final part of the stint to try and clinch the race victory. The setup is fully loaded in the game now, so feel free to note it down and try this challenge at home yourself if you would like to do so. If you do so, be sure to post down in the comments where you finished and how you felt about the car setup as well. This is just scrolling through so you can make the notes at home. The braking page was not specified on the website, so I just went with 100% brake pressure, and also going to be changing between 55 and 56% brake bias during the race. You can watch that on the bottom right hand side of the screen when we are driving. Maximum tire pressure as well. So I've not done a single corner with this setup, so it's going to be completely fresh to me, completely new to me, and it's going to be adapting on the go. So you're going to see my live reactions to this setup as we go through this race and try to be maximizing performance. Instantly looking at that 60% differential setting and thinking it just looked wrong, to be honest, but we're going to have to sort of put that out of my mind as we go around the outside of the AI and sort of filtering our way. Oh, that was a bit close to contact there. Already filtering our way up into what looks to be P13 if we get this right underneath the braking zone, hanging around the outside of the AI, leave the space on the apex, and we have got ourselves up lovely jubbly into P13 to be starting this race. A lot of cars on the medium compound tyre. Oh, we're going to have to look at the inside of Yuki Tsunoda there. Didn't really think that was going to happen, in all honesty. Just a big closing speed, cut him off before the apex. And we are closing quite quickly on Mr. George Russell as well. The AI seems to be concertinaing quite a lot on this first lap. And these low wings, what I alluded to earlier, with the 30-30 should be helping us. As you can see, actually locking up the front left quite a lot into that first corner. I did actually change my brake pedals today. Well, not today. At 2 AM last night, to be honest. So it is going to be a bit of an adaptation process for me, learning these pedals and getting back up to speed with the feeding that they're going to provide me. But that's just me making excuses, to be honest. So let's crack on and get into the pace of this race as the understeer is already building up. I can already feel it in a not so nice way. We might even have to go lower than 55% brake bias. You can just see as we get into the corner, the car is just not really rotating how we want. In low speed it's okay, but in medium speed it was really suffering running up over the hill right now. We're gonna have to try and maximize this car for whatever it can give us as this stint goes on. You can see just trying to turn the car in, it's not turning. It's just not turning. Through the right, through the left. And the high speed it's okay because like you're not that limited by differential settings. But there's just not a lot on this setup that makes rotation, to be honest. All over the back of George. This is going to be a long race. This is going to be a long race. We do need to start making places forward. We have gone to 54% brake bias. Because this is significantly more understeer than I ever anticipated it to be. The leaders as well are sort of breaking away. Okay, that's better. Now we're starting to readjust my trail braking into the corners. Just really focusing on trying to keep weight, keeping some brake pressure as we go into the apex, basically. If you watch the red bar at the bottom of the screen, that indicates how much brake pressure I'm applying. You can see just now really focusing on carrying extra brake pressure into the apex to keep weight over the front axle to generate friction, and that friction generates grip. Of course, with the thing that I'm talking about was weight transfer in the car, and when you have an understeering car like this, just adding some more brake pressure, taking the least distance around the corner possible, can be really assisting you rotate the car when it's being a bit reluctant and doesn't want to rotate itself. Really struggling. You can see just really, no matter what we do, we're not going to get that close to George in a medium or low speed corner, I feel. We are going to have a chance to sort of look up the inside here. What we're going to take, because we do need to start making forward progress. AI fighting up ahead. Maybe can generate an opportunity for us. We can't waste too much of our battery though. The two leaders, what I presume is Lando and Max, have sort of cleared out. And they're clearing off up the road. A few gaggles of cars are developing in this race. Up behind Wan Yu Zhou, who's doing a great race actually. Can we look up the inside? Yes, we can. It's a bit of a dive, to be honest. Bit cheeky. But Bottas is faster than you. Right now, coming to the back of Kevin Magnussen. We're going to try and do what we did to George Russell here and make up a few more positions on this lap. Seemingly that their soft tyres are starting to deg down the inside. Nice and clean, didn't lock up. The soft tyres are starting to fall away more than likely at this point. Something we should consider, because there's only lap 5. And our original strategy was to box on lap 7 halfway into the race. So we might extend our stint a bit longer, just to make sure that we still have good tyres towards the end of the race as well. Right. Behind Alexander Albon, we do need to clear him on this corner. Continue making some forward progress in this race. He should turn off his battery soon. There we go. 2 tenths behind. Got the move done down the inside. A little bit swervish on the braking. Wasn't expecting that, to be honest. And now we've got Pierre Gasly up ahead by 1 second, but we should close in during these next sequence of corners to get back into that DRS. Sainz, Piastri, Leclerc, Hamilton, Gasly, Bottas, Albon, K-Mag rounding off the top 10 here. So that only leaves Lando Norris and Max Verstappen fighting out for the race win up front. Wonder if that's going to be like that come race day. Qualifying is in a few hours. FP3 is actually happening right now as I live commentate this video. So I wonder how that's going on. Gasly's going to go defensive. Can we look around the outside? Deep on the brakes. Yes, we can. We actually clear him before we even got to the apex. That was a great move. That was good. That set up ourselves nicely to possibly get onto the back of Lewis Hamilton for the pit straight as well. We only have 50% battery. If we drain too much, we'll be vulnerable later on. Tyres starting to deg quite heavily at the moment. Down to 4th. Picking up that famous understeer in the setup. I think we're going to be a bit too far from Lewis. Unless we drain a lot of our battery, we're going to be a bit too far, I feel. AI fighting quite hard. This is not good for us in our battle to try and win this race, as we're losing time. Right up behind Lewis. Big snaps of oversteer on the exit. One of the Ferraris will not box on this lap though. Down the inside. Oh, big front right lockup. Just about getting the car. We didn't really get the car stopped, but fortunately Lewis's AI car took avoiding action and was able to make through the corner pretty much for that sole reason alone. We're not going to box this lap. We're just not going to, because I can feel that these tyres And this setup is degging the balance of the car through the tyre wear quite negatively. It's definitely not a nice car to drive. And if the car feels this bad already 7 laps on the mediums, it's going to feel even worse 7 laps on the softs. So we're going to change our strategy a little bit. Extend, and then have those soft tyres feel a bit better at the end of the race. Okay, it is Carlos Sainz who doesn't box. We need to try and get in that DRS. We won't do it. Even if we use all our battery, we won't do it on the straight, so there's no point wasting it. We're not even making up time for Carlos Sainz on this lap, to be honest. Right, we are going to have to drain battery once again. Just to make sure Lewis can't get that track position back against us. And we will be coming into the pit lane this lap. I don't think I can afford going longer. So I do need to keep track position. Okay, really hope Lewis doesn't fight. He's going to fight us. He's going to have a go at us into the final corner. That's going to cost us a bit of race time. Have to get back on the power. Don't want to use the battery running up to the pit lane. Get the car slowed. There we go. Onto the pit limiter. Going on to a set of soft compound tyres. Why is Show coming in? Unlucky for him. Not my problem, I guess. Purple on the turn in. Soft compound tyres ready for us. Unlucky, mate. Sorry. 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 Right. Now we have got a few laps left of this race. Not that much battery in the car, to be honest, though, to go and get something done. We are going to be on the better tyres. Leclerc's on the hard compound tyre. Interesting. Very interesting. Max Verstappen stayed out as well. We don't even do a purple middle sector. 4 tenths behind Carlos Sainz. We do need a really good final corner here. And we do get it. Need to clear some cars. There's a Aston Martin retiring from the race, I think. So we have to get past these cars just in case there's a safety car. Purple final sector. Piastri just up ahead going defensive. We can't go up the inside of the 2 cars there. That would just be a bit silly. Better traction though around the outside of Charles Leclerc.
I've got some information on Alonso.
There we go.
Okay, they're out of this race.
Right, going to be overtaking 3 cars. It seems like a safety car won't come out in this race. Need to go around the outside. Oscar Piastri, we do so and just clear him just before the apex with superior grip underneath the braking of our car with the better tyres. Now through the right, for the left. He's on the hard compound tyre. So we have a chance to break the DRS. Bit wiggly on the exit, not ideal. He's still half a tenth away. Inside, I should say. Half a tenth away from breaking it. Just half a tenth for him inside to keep it. He has been broken out of DRS right now, but let's see if he can close back in. Bit of battery on the exit. We have broken to Piastri behind us. That front left is already taking a lot of beating on the tyre deck, so need to be careful of that as we progress through our stint. Not really any spare battery to use on the straight here. We have to save it. We don't really be too low. We do fastest lap of the race though, so that is going to be very helpful and handy to us. For no reason other than ego, to be honest. Because who doesn't like having fastest lap? We're starting to deck now. You can just see the car not glued to the road as it once was. And the higher grip you have from the tyre, the better it does at hiding bad setup choices. Or suboptimal car balance, I should say. And again, for a free setup on the internet, it's not bad. Can't complain at it, you know? But definitely, the one that we tried for Mexico was feeling a lot better than this. The suspension page, pretty decent, to be honest. The suspension page is pretty nice. Just that differential setting on the on-throttle and off-throttle is really hindering the car's ability to be free and be maximizing its performance in the corners. We are slightly closing into the leaders, but with only 2 laps to go. We're going to need a miracle to catch them. I think if I took this setup right now and was trying to adjust it to actually make it a bit faster, a bit nicer as well to drive, because the understeer is just so... it's just so much holding back, and it actually makes it quite unpleasant to drive, just how easy it is to lock up a tyre. I would say take the off-road differential down to 30%, the on-road will back up to 100. Probably add some wing, maybe 5 or 10 clicks of wing. Then the rest of the setup is pretty okay. The toe out values of the front and rear, I think I'd put them all the way to the left as well. As you can see from time trial, it is the meta. So yeah, I definitely think that's the way to go, as we are catching on the race leaders, but unfortunately we just spent so much time battling earlier in the race that we just didn't have enough time to get down to them. There's still 1 lap to go, but yeah, I doubt we're going to be able to do anything. Are they going to go side by side? No, they're not going to go side by side. Lando is too far behind Max Verstappen. Impossible to make something happen. We tried pushing in the braking zone, just trying to extract a little bit more performance out of the car and giving it everything for 1 final lap around the Bahrain circuit. Don't know why I said better. Who do you think is going to win though? Of course, this is recorded before qualifying. FP3 is happening right now, but when I looked at the timing sheets for FP2, McLaren seemed pretty on it, to be honest. Does seem like their type of track. Tyre deg is quite critical around this circuit, quite abrasive on the tyres, so I imagine McLaren will have the best race pace of anyone. But I would absolutely love to see another battle up the front and to see if we can get a multi-car battle going on for the lead. If we can't, at least a battle between Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris would be fantastic to see. I don't think it'll be quite to the heights of 2014, where Mercedes, Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton have a fantastic fight between themselves, but with that being said, I do hope it can be a cracker. Round the final corner though, with the AI setup, we haven't been able to win the race. We have came home in P3 though with the fastest lap and pretty decent pace.
Thanks guys, well done.
Cheers, Bottas. But yeah, pretty decent pace overall. But yeah, a bit of a boat of a setup to be honest. And we got driver of the day to top it off. So what more can you ask for? A free setup, driver of the day, and fastest lap. So there we go. I couldn't win with the AI setup, but nevertheless, hopefully you enjoyed the video and hopefully you have a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much for watching and I'll catch you in the next video. Grazie, ciao ciao, bye bye.